Hey everyone, thanks for waiting. Can you give me a thumbs up or a hello if you can hear me okay on the microphone? Just say something in the comments, that would be great. I see a hi, thank you Brock Besser, but if anyone else is in there, can you say a hello or a hi or a thumbs up so I know that you can hear me? Otherwise I'll just keep talking until someone says something. All right, well let's just go and let's see what happens. Hey Canucks fans, I'm Clay Emo. I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter. Thanks for joining me for this live stream. Right after the Vancouver Canucks pounded the Florida Panthers 5-1. Revenge on Mike Matheson came by the way of a big win. They didn't have to do much to him. It was interesting that the crowd booed Matheson every time he touched the puck, and rightfully so. You know, Roussel tried to engage him a little bit. Beagle, Horvat, they all engaged him, but they didn't really have to do much. Matheson wasn't much of of a factor in tonight's game. So thanks for watching. You may see some activity. My lovely wife Gail is cooking dinner behind me. Well, it smells good. I think she's cooking bacon right now, so I'll be looking forward to that dinner in about half an hour. But she knows that I had this plan and that she's okay with me talking, with her working hard in the background like usual. And then I'll be on here for the next half an hour to talk to you about this Canucks game and this Canucks team. So yeah, I will have a couple reflections as I go, but we can answer some questions as well. Just leave a comment in the chat box. And I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch today. So a couple of reflections. Obviously, Louis Eriksson had a very good game with a goal and 2 assists in just over 16 and a half minutes of ice time. So it was great that he got on the board. It was great that Marcus Granlund got a goal, albeit in garbage time, but he still got a goal. Brock Besser got a goal as well. Empty net, one. Kind of felt bad for Luongo. Whether or not you believe this is his last time playing in Vancouver, obviously with the Florida Panthers, but you know, he's got 3 years on his contract after this, but he is getting older. He's breaking down a little bit. So maybe, just maybe this will be the last time that we'll see him. I hope not, because it wasn't his fault actually. 2 of the goals, the third and fourth goal were empty net goals. And then the first and second goal, you know, the Eriksson goal, I think he played it okay. It was just an unfortunate one. The second goal, I thought, you know, the rebound to Hutton in the 5th goal, maybe he was kind of waiting for the game to end. So it was an okay performance. Luongo wasn't the reason why they lost, but, you know, I'd love to see him have a good performance, but you still like to see the Canucks win, of course. I was hoping to see Thatcher Demko. I think a lot of Canucks fans were hoping to see Thatcher Demko make his debut tonight, or at least his season debut. He played 1 game last season. And I've been making a lot on Twitter, not a big deal, but I've said it a few times that I have it on good authority that Canucks management are very high on Thatcher Demko, so high that they've talked about him in terms of having a Luongo-like impact. And I've talked about this in a couple times in my last YouTube videos. That doesn't mean he's going to be exactly like Luongo. He might not be, you know, exact same stats or as good as him, but they want him to have a Luongo-like impact. So to me, that means, you know, bona fide #1. We can still debate whether Markstrom is that #1, although he's been playing very well. We can say, you know, maybe we want Demko to be a Vezina candidate like Luongo was. Not necessarily the captain of the team, but, you know, there's a lot of things. Demko's only 23. Luongo was 27 when he came over to the Canucks, but Luongo had already had 5 or 6 seasons under his belt, and obviously a Vezina candidate, Vezina Trophy candidate before he even came here, all-star. So obviously he had a very strong pedigree, Luongo did, when he came over to us as a 27-year-old, but Demko has some time to build up you know, his resume, and maybe it starts as early as Wednesday against Edmonton. My gut feeling is maybe they wanted him to get a bit more practice time. So the Canucks are off Monday, Tuesday, at least no games. Their next game against Edmonton on Wednesday. I'm not going to that game. Didn't go today, obviously, because I'm here with you. I mean, I can't get home that fast. And then on Friday, I will be going to the game, taking my godson Daniel to that game against Buffalo. So that's Luongo for you. That's Demko for you. I thought the Canucks, obviously they played a very good game. I'll get to your comments in a second, but Canucks played a very good game. They outshot the Panthers. They outhit them. They dominated them in the face-offs. And I think they had more block shots. So basically all the hustle categories, all the hustle stats, the Canucks dominated. And just looking at the stats sheet right now, you know, Chris Tanev, obviously, 21 minutes. Alex Edler, 26 minutes, basically 25 minutes, 46. Amazing. We know that Edler plays on both the power play and the short and the penalty kill. That's why you have Besser getting his goal, Eriksson with 3 points, and then Jay Beagle getting 2 points, 1 goal and 1 assist. A quiet night for Jay Beagle. Did all that. Nikolai Goldobin only had 8 minutes of ice time. Josh Levo only had 9 minutes of ice time. Marcus Granlund got a bit more of that, 11 minutes, because he had a minute and a half more. killing penalties. So overall, a good win for the Canucks, a good character win. And believe it or not, they are now tied for a wild card spot. They are tied with the Minnesota Wild. They are tied with the Anaheim Ducks. Minnesota has played 2 less games, but that games played margin has shrunk over the past little bit, which is nice to see. Now the Canucks haven't played 5, 6, 7 games more than anyone else. They've only played a couple games more. So it's a more accurate reflection of the standings. They are tied for the second wild card spot with Anaheim, with Minnesota, just ahead of Edmonton. But Minnesota has the least amount of games played. So Minnesota, by default, by nature of having the least amount of games played, Minnesota is technically the wild card team. But the Canucks have a chance to make some hay playing against Edmonton, Buffalo, just trying to 4 winnable games, all at home before the All-Star break. And then they're off to, Pettersson's off to San Jose, as am I. And I can't wait. And I'll talk about that at the end, but I think many of you guys know that already. All right, let's get to some of your comments now. So I'm just going to be reading on the right here. Brock Besser, hi, the poet. How about that brotherhood tonight? Yes, they showed a lot of unity. They stuck up for each other, a lot of grit, a lot of jam. Where there was that those scrums after the whistle, where there was that scrum with 10 seconds left after the Granlund's goal, whatever it may be. They don't have a guy that's going to pound anyone, but they have enough team toughness. I would argue they do. Between Goodbranson, Roussel, Josh Levo, even Jake Virtanen, there's enough tougher guys, grittier guys where we don't worry that they're going to get pushed around anymore. So there's enough of those character guys. And yeah, I don't. By the way, who's this Haley goof for Florida? I've never heard of him before. Tell me, is he good? I know he just skates around and tries to get into fights and cause trouble. But anyways, I thought the Canucks were great that. And yes, they did indeed show traits of a brotherhood. So thanks, Poet. Justin, hi Clay, just got off work but turned into the game on the radio. Great win. Do you think Luongo is done this offseason? That's a good question. I think Luongo, he's got 3 years left. I know there's all those cap penalties because of that long contract he signed when he was with the Canucks, meaning the quicker that Luongo retires, the worse it is, I believe, for the Canucks. They're going to be assessed some sort of penalty where some of Luongo's salary is up against the cap. We know what's going to happen. I don't think he's going to play all 3 years of his remaining contract. But I see him playing at least one more year. I think, by the end of the season, he'll still have played at least 40 games, I think. So I think that's fine. I don't know what's going to happen there, who's going to be the starting goalie in Florida after Luongo. But I'm not sure if he's ready to retire yet. Especially, I also don't see him being the guy that was going to stay along way past his welcome. I think Luongo is mature and smart enough and has the wherewithal to retire if he doesn't think he can play at a high level. But I would argue he's still playing at a good level. He's playing very well until his injury this season. So we shall see. So if I had to put a guess on it or bet on it, I'd say he's going to play one more year after the season at least. But I don't think he's going to retire after this year. Edmund, hello. West New, Louis had a great game. That's our Louis Erickson. Yes, 3 points. It's pretty good. I tweeted out it was some Louis on Lou crime. I thought that was pretty funny. But anyways, Edmund, I think Goodobin is done in Vancouver. I think Josh Levo is an upgrade over him, and I like Goodobin too. Yeah, Goodobin's interesting. I just talked about he only had 8.5 minutes of ice time. We know that he's still one of the Canucks' leading scorers. I'm just looking at it right now. He is still the Canucks. Yeah, he's still 4th on the scoring on the Canucks with 23 points. But he's offensively gifted, but he also makes some bad decisions when it comes to either effort, penalties, or turnovers, whatever it may be. I think this is going to be one of those guys where Travis Green's going to have to give him some tough love, and it's up to Goodobin if he accepts it or not. If he's able to work through the adversity, he can still be a good player for our team. But you do got to wonder about his future, especially when you have guys like Adam Gaudette ready. Jonathan Dahlin maybe will come up next year. Who knows who else might come up? So I think, and you even see with the Canucks have too many forwards right now. Tim Schaller hasn't been playing. He hasn't been playing well. They had to send Adam Gaudette down. So what happens next year? What happens if the Canucks get any assets, if they make any trades at the trade deadline? We shall see. But yes, that's a very good point. I think Goodobin still has a lot to offer this team, but I'm not sure if he'll ever earn Travis Green's trust. I know that drives a lot of people mad, but the proof is in the ice time pudding. He's only getting 9 minutes a game. So we'll see what happens. Thoughts on Canucks' response to Matheson? Yeah, Bryce, I'm not sure if you caught me from the start. I thought they were fine. They didn't go out and try and drill him or try and punch his face in. You saw and you heard stories of Horvat Beagle, Roussel, probably Goodbranson. I know Virtanen got a little shove in there. So I think they had enough guys that are going after him and letting him know. But at the same time, if the Canucks really want to make the playoffs, they don't want to do stupid things and throw away a chance to get their 2 points. So I thought the response was fine. I thought the revenge was fine. And that revenge was by getting 2 points and not going out of their way to hurt them. The poet, Louis' best game of the season, I agree. Edmund, as much as I like the Canucks to be in the playoff hunt, they can't really be the Sharks Flames. Yeah, Edmund, I don't disagree. You know, obviously in the Pacific Division, you have the hierarchy and the 3 good teams, Calgary, San Jose, and Vegas. And then you have everyone else. And, you know, Edmonton, Arizona, they're only like 2 points behind us. So it's not like we're way better than them. So Anaheim, Vancouver, Arizona, Edmonton, I'm missing someone. And LA, the 5 teams, yeah. So you have 3 good teams and you have 5 mediocre to bad teams. You never know. You know, if the Canucks come in as the second wild card spot and they somehow, what was I going to say? Somehow 5 Pacific teams make it and then they cross over to the Central Division, then at least they don't have to play one of those teams at least right off the bat. But I don't see that happening. You know, I don't see 5 Pacific teams making the playoffs. So we'll see what happens that way. But yeah, I agree. Right now they're not good enough to play against San Jose, San Jose, Vegas, or Calgary. I can't see Vancouver beating them in a 7-game series. But once you get in the playoffs, you never know, and it will do a lot for their confidence. As you guys know, I am not team TANK. I can never say that. I don't think simply the Canucks aren't going to be a bottom 5 team this year. They're too good for that. But if they miss the playoffs, I know that's a really tough one because then they're kind of out of the playoffs. Imagine they finish 17-22, then they're out of the playoffs, but not really in the lottery mix. But you never know. That's why it is called a lottery. That's why I don't believe in tanking. There, I said the word, but I don't believe in it because it doesn't guarantee you anything. But I'm not stupid. I obviously recognize that the worse you do, the better odds you get at getting that pick. Brock, does Goodobin worth a 2nd-round pick? If yes, would you trade Goldie for a second? Would I trade Goldie for a second? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Do you say high second, low second? You know, the 2nd-round draft picks, there are no guarantees. Well, 1st-round draft picks aren't guarantees. Goodobin is an NHL player, but I think he's still young, right? He's only 22 years old. So it's not like he's a has-been or it's not like we've seen his full potential. So I do think he's an NHL player, but I think something's got to give here in Vancouver. Not necessarily meaning he has to go or he has to be waived or traded, but his either deployment or the way he works or the way who he plays with, they got to find the right fit for him because 9 minutes a game isn't going to work. So is he worth a 2nd-round pick? I think he's worth more than that, or maybe a 2nd-rounder. Would I trade him? Not right now. I would still. I don't think I don't think we should give up on him yet. But maybe we'll see what happens at the end of the season. It's about the experience. Yeah, Poet, I agree. It's about the playoff experience, especially for young guys, the Petterssons, Bessers, Horvats of the world. Nathan, easy win. Time to celebrate the win with a $2 6-piece chicken nuggets. Tomorrow's my birthday. Happy birthday, Nathan fam. Nathan, I've seen some of your comments on my YouTube videos. Sorry, I haven't responded to a lot of them. I'm being a tad busy, but I will get to them. But yeah, I've seen your comments, and I appreciate you watching the YouTube videos and commenting as always. And happy early birthday. How old are you turning? Probably half my age, but that's okay. Keith, it was good to see the team standing up for each other. Yes, I agree. I've talked about that a few times already tonight, but it was great. The pushback was good, and they were, they're fine. They're fine today. Ryan, who's making an appearance on the live stream? Well, my son Sean is working. My son Jake is at his youth group at his church. My daughter Kayla is upstairs with our dog Mickey. So today it is my lovely wife Gail who's working hard, preparing a beautiful dinner for us. So that's my reward after I'm done this. You might even hear the bacon sizzling. I know you can't smell it, but you can hear it. But yes, I'm not sure he's gonna. Gail, turn around for a sec. Just wave. Yeah, she's thrilled. Awesome. Okay, there's Gail. So there is the Emo family appearance for today. Haley is more of a fighter. Yeah, Keith, I started to figure that out as I saw him not do anything else on the ice tonight. Brock, do you watch on Sportsnet Pacific? Because last game against Arizona, my TV was glitching. Yeah, I heard that yes, I do watch on Sportsnet Pacific. I watch on Shaw. And where was I that night? The last game. Oh, I was at that game. So I heard that it was really bad on the TV. So thankfully, it wasn't so bad today. But yes, I do watch on Sportsnet Pacific. Rios, do you think PD will come back next game? And do you think the Canucks are going to the playoffs? Oh, good questions both. Yes, I think Pettersson will come back in the next game. But if not Wednesday, it'll be Friday for sure. I hope so because I'm going to that Friday game. but it would be nice to have him in the lineup against Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers, of course. I do have a gut feel. My gut feeling is he will play on Wednesday because that would be basically exactly 2 weeks since his injury. We saw footage of him skating, and he was skating quite well. Not so gingerly. He was full effort, good cuts, good strides, whatever it may be. So with 2 days, not 2 days off, but 2 days practicing with the team. At least I'm sure maybe the Canucks will have 1 day off and then one full practice over the Monday, Tuesday. I'm guessing that they have tomorrow off and they're going to practice Tuesday. But if Pettersson skates on his own tomorrow and then skates with the team on Tuesday, yes, I do expect him to see him in the playoffs. I'm sorry, to see him in the lineup on Wednesday. The second part, do you think the Canucks are going to the playoffs? I really want them to, for all the things I said about the experience, and I think anything can happen in the playoffs. And as a season ticket holder, I want to spend that money for the playoffs, and I want to see them be in the arena for that excitement. But I think they're going to be hard pressed to do it. The pace they're on, they're going to be battling, I think, all the way until the end of the year. But I don't know if they have what it takes at the end. Could Minnesota, Anaheim, or one of those other teams make a stronger push? We'll see. But it looks like it's going to be Minnesota, Anaheim, maybe even Edmonton and Arizona that will be fighting for that last spot. But I've always said, wouldn't it be crazy if the Canucks are battling for a wild card spot, then Quinn Hughes' this season ends in Michigan, and then he comes up and he joins the team for the playoff rush, for their run, so to speak, for their push, I should say. And imagine if Quinn Hughes is the difference maker to get them into the playoffs. That would be the craziest story ever. And then you have Pettersson, Besser, Horvat, Virtanen, and Hughes to look forward to. I don't think that's going to happen. Number one, I do think Hughes is going to play this season. All indication is that he will come up sometime in March. Will he have an impact enough to push the Canucks in the playoffs? Likely not. It's going to take him a few games, a few weeks to get acclimated. But any experience he gets this season will help him as he starts the season next year. And we saw that with Besser and Gaudette as the Canucks have brought those two guys up over the past few years. Yes, in high des, it was glitching. Yeah, with Matheson is over now, thank God. I don't want another Steve Moore part 2 here in Vancouver. Yeah, I think we can move on now because we're not going to play them again, right? We only play the Eastern Conference teams twice, once there, once here. So we won't see Florida again until next season. So I think all the Matheson talk will be gone for now. It's kind of ironic that there's less talk now because Pettersson, yeah, he's out with an injury, but not that injury, obviously, with someone else. It's too bad Pettersson couldn't play tonight, actually. I think Godolman gets traded. If Godolman gets traded, it will be a hockey trade, I think. Hockey trade meaning player for player. That could be it. Besser, do you think the Canucks are going to trade Edler and get him back in free agency? Yeah, I've talked about this a few times, and I know a lot of other bloggers and a lot of writers are talking about the Edler situation. I've heard his agent say that there's no guarantee that if Edler waives his no-trade clause, gets traded for prospects or picks or whatever, there's no guarantee that the Canucks are going to take him back. It would be a wonderful story. It's obviously the ideal story. We get prospects and picks, we get more assets, and then Edler comes back with a new contract. But there's no guarantee that Edler will do that, and there's no guarantee that the Canucks will do that. My gut feeling is that Edler will not be traded. I just have this gut feeling, and rather re-signed. I have this gut feeling that the Canucks, if they think that they're close to the playoffs for the next couple of years, they will want Edler for that playoff run. Now, he's having the best season he's had in a few seasons. I know he's been our number one, even if he's not a number one defenseman overall, but he's been our number one. Chris Tanev, number 2, of course. So I would not be upset if Edler didn't waive his no-trade clause. I would not be upset if the Canucks decide they can't find a deal for him. It'd be nice if they did, and I don't know if it's a matter of respect or whatever, but my gut feeling tells me that he will not be moved, and I'm preparing myself for that. But obviously the ideal would be for him to move and then for the Canucks to re-sign him for 2 or 3 years at a lower rate than $5 million, but we'll see what happens. Let's see what else we got here. It would be nice to get Hughes or Kakko, but I think we need another defenseman. Yeah, Jamie, I agree with you. You could argue, at least with our top 6, we are pretty much, no, we're not set. We could always use more good players, but with the big 3 of Pettersson, Besser, Horvat, Berchi, maybe Godolman if he wakes up, Virtanen, there's guys. Then we know that our bottom 6, we have guys signed for 4 years, like Beagle, like Roussel. We know Sutter's going to be a mainstay in there. And then Tyler Mott's playing very well. We still have 3 more years of Louis Eriksson. So I would agree where you look in the D, the guys I love Stetcher, I love Hutton. I think they can still be part of the future. Then you have hopefully Hughes, of course, and maybe Juolevi, and then one of Tanev and Livernois both. There's our top 6, and that's a lot stronger than we have now. Of course, you have Gabranson, who might still be part of that. I think Pouliot's gone, Delzado's gone, Biega's gone. So Yeah, I wouldn't. Obviously, if we draft a defenseman, unless he's amazing, he wouldn't start next season. But there's nothing wrong with building up our defensive prospects. Who do we have in the system? We have Hughes, we have Wu, we have Ulevi, we have Rathbone, and we have a couple other guys. So maybe we need Breezeball, maybe we need more on the back end. Maybe Trampkin comes back, who knows? What's for dinner? Great question, Edmund. We're having breakfast food tonight, so I can smell it. There's bacon. I'm gonna fry myself some egg whites. What's that, Gail? Oh, Gail's listening to me. Oh, she actually listens to me. That's pretty amazing. So Gail said there's, what else is there? Hash browns? Yeah. So it's breakfast food, which I love. It's like, what? Omelets? Yeah. So maybe one time, maybe at the end of the year, for one of these live streams, you guys should just all come over and we'll all eat dinner together. But tonight, it is indeed breakfast food, bacon, eggs, omelets, hash browns. I cannot wait. But I promise I will go to sleep. I'm cutting it off because that bacon is making my mouth drool. Okay, let's see what else we got. Ryan, what game do you think Demko gets? I think he starts Wednesday against Edmonton. I think that'll be an exciting game. If Pettersson comes back, then you basically have two players returning, so to speak. Demko in net and Pettersson up front. When is Quinn Hughes' last game in Michigan? Jamie, it is March the 2nd. And it's debatable whether or not Michigan's going to make the playoffs. I don't understand how the NCAA playoffs work. But the way I charted it out is I made a bold prediction on one of my videos 2 weeks ago that Quinn Hughes will make his Canucks debut at home against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Wouldn't that be crazy? That's on Wednesday night, March the 6th, because his last game with Michigan is Saturday night, March the 2nd. So Canucks play on the 3rd, again, but that would be too crazy for him to play the next day. Although I think Besser did it, but that was because it was in Besser's hometown. So let's see what happens, but his last game we do know is March the 2nd, and I don't know if Michigan will make any type of playoffs after that. McDavid skipped the Oilers team skills competition, talk of injury or illness. Oh, Keith, I didn't know that. Thank you for that. So we'll see what happens. Vertanen needs to hit the net. Breitzer, yeah, I don't know if you're talking about overall, because overall he does miss the net a lot. He's got a wicked wrist shot, wicked release, we know that. But yeah, that empty net goal, or that empty net attempt was kind of funny. You saw him race, beat out the icing, which was good. You saw him kind of inch out, get himself a better angle, but still hit the post. Rank your top 3 Canucks players of all time. Jonas, good question. Top 3 of all time, I will go Henrik, Daniel, and maybe for impact, it would be Luongo. You know, Naslin and Bure would be up there too. Oh, maybe Henrik, Daniel, Bure, and Naslin and Luongo filling out the top 5. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'll go Henrik, Daniel, and Pavel. Pavel or Naslin, and then Luongo is my number 5. Declan, what's your opinion on Stretcher? I think you mean Stetcher. I really like him. He's obviously not very big, but he's got great effort. He's very confident with the puck. He works very hard in the battles despite his small stature. So I really like him. I really like him. I want him to be here for a long time. And as a fellow Richmond native, I really like him. And I think all Richmond guys are pretty cool, almost. Edler really does not want to leave Vancouver as he has family here, his wife from Vancouver. Yeah, Edmund, I agree with you. That's why I could very well see Edler saying no. I do not need to chase the Stanley Cup. 2011 was close enough. Like I don't think that's the best attitude, but it's not the worst attitude ever. Because I heard a story from someone, I can't remember her on the radio, I can't remember from who, that the Sedins and Edler recognized that 2011 may have been their best chance to get a cup. Of course, 1 game short. So I wouldn't be surprised if Edler does not waive his no trade. Okay, 10-minute warning because my bacon's calling me. It's hard to believe Gabranson was a first round 3rd overall. Yes, Eric Gabranson was a 3rd overall pick. So I was hopeful when they got him. I'm still hopeful. Canucks are obviously hopeful. That's why they signed him to that extension last year. The Poet. Is there anybody you want the Canucks to target at free agency? Oh, that's a good question. Admittedly, I haven't studied the free agent market a lot. I know that there's some decent forwards, some mid-range defensemen. You know, I'm going to have to get back to you. Leave a comment below, though, who you want to chase. You know, I don't want to see them go after a Carlson and Eric Carlson or anything like that. I'd really have to look at who is coming up. You know, I've heard names like Wayne Simmons and things like that. But admittedly, not the best prepared to answer that question, but I will be better prepared the next time, I promise. So is there anyone they want to target? I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. I know they're going to sign Besser to a new contract, but I know they'll have money left over. Edmund, ever eaten at the Red Wagon breakfast is amazing. I'm biased. No, Edmund, where is that? Let me know, but I'll look it up after this. Edler, Tanev, Wu, Hughes, Trampkin. Yeah, I like those pairs. But I think I want to see Stetcher. And I don't think Wu will be ready next year. I don't even know if Ulevi starts this season. Given his knee injury. I'm not convinced that Ulevi will even start the season with the Canucks, but we'll see. Hughes Trampkin joke. So I don't think Real's like that pairing. Other than Edler, who are the other unrestricted free agents? That's a good question. I believe that Delzato is an unrestricted free agent. I believe that Edler is an unrestricted free agent. And there's probably a couple of guys. Pouliot will be, because he only signed a 1 year. So mostly defensemen, actually. But I should look it up. I don't know off the top of the head which. I know none of the. Well, they're going to sign Besser. So I think none of the important forwards, including Eriksson, are free agents, given that, Roussel and Beagle are new contracts. So maybe it's just mostly defensemen. Pouliot, Delzato, and are among two of them that will be, and then Edler as UFAs. Watching Luongo make some of the saves make me brought back memories. Yeah, Luongo obviously had a great run here, not only as a Vancouver Canuck, but Team Canada gold medal 2010. And yeah, I'm sure the fans here love him, and the fans here, they paid him respect, cheering him. Yet they got to cheer him tonight, but they saw the Canucks win. So the best of both worlds. Is Panarin a free agent? I missed one. Do you think Brock will reach 25 goals this season if he stays healthy? He's at 14. Yeah, I see him, especially if the Canucks make a playoff push, despite teams getting, probably playing him tougher. But with Pettersson back, yeah, I can see Besser getting to 25 goals if he stays healthy, somewhere between 25 and 30 goals. Is Panarin a free agent? Yes, he will be. That's why Columbus is trying very hard to re-sign him. Easily Jacob. Not sure what that means. Rios, tell me what that means when you say easily Jacob. Do you think Brock? Sorry, that was an answer to Brock. Yeah, 25 goals. The pull-up Mark Stone for me. I think he would be incredible flanking Horvat, then Besser with PD, and Jake could slot in with Bo and Stone. Yeah, a line with Horvat. Or you said you had Horvat twice, Horvat and Bo, but regardless, having Stone on this team would be good. Thanks. I do know that he is a free agent. Stone and maybe it's because the Ottawa guys kind of blend in the same for me, but Hoffman and Stone, I was really impressed with a lot of elements of Hoffman's play, despite his giveaway that led to Louis Eriksson's goal. Hoffman is a great skater, very offensively minded. You saw how good of a stick handler he is. I think it was on one of the power plays where he basically dangled almost an entire Canucks team at the blue line. So yeah, whether it's Hoffman, Stone, I liked a lot of those Ottawa guys when they were together before they had to break everything up. Yes, Panarin and Bobrovsky, both UFAs this year. Yes, Columbus is going to have a heck of a time signing both those guys. Can't wait to watch Jet Wu play the Royals on Saturday. Oh, that's awesome that you're going to see Jet. Brock got 15 goals now. Oh, yeah, because he got one today. That's right. Thanks. Where Jacob at? Imagine Panarin, Pettersson, Berchi. Yeah, so that's pretty awesome. A lot of things to think about, but I think what we want to take out from today's game is the Vancouver Canucks showed they got their revenge, their retribution, not by pounding Matheson into the ice, rather by winning the game 5-1. Eriksson good, Beagle good, Horvat. Oh, one thing I put on Twitter: Horvat, Berchi, and Besser. They got 3 or 4 odd man rushes. They were doing great through the neutral zone, doing great at rushing in, but they don't have a lot of finish, not a lot of chemistry. Granted, they haven't played together a lot this year. Berchi missed the whole season, basically, and Bo and Brock never really played together because Brock's always been on Pettersson's side. So I think you kind of see their lack of chemistry a little bit when they gain the zone, but they did a great job of getting the zone and at least creating chances. And I think more will come as the season goes on. Red Wagon is on East Hastings. Okay, I will look that up. So okay, I'm gonna do questions for 2 more minutes, and I gotta eat because I hear Gail banging around back there. So that means I think that's my cue. So 2 more minutes. How many points do you think Hughes will get next season? I predict 35 to 40 points for Quinn Hughes. I'm just saying that off the top of my head. I don't think he's gonna be like a 60, 70 point guy. He might not even be a first pairing guy if Edler's back here, but he'll get some, maybe 15 to 20 on the power play, maybe 10 or 15. So let's say 35 to 40 for Hughes, and I think that's realistic. I'd rather see Dallin, Pettersson, and Vertanen. That could very well happen. I think Jonathan Dallin had a disappointing preseason. We hope that he comes up. Jonas, how does it look for Dallin and a chance to play for the Canucks? Greetings from Sweden. Oh, well, thank you for watching from Sweden. I hope you've been watching the whole time and not just now because I'm going to get off in 2 minutes. But I really appreciate you watching. Actually, it's funny. A lot of my YouTube views, especially anytime I have Elias Pettersson's name in the title, I notice that those videos get a lot of hits, and not just because of Canucks fans here, but I know that by the time I usually post them in the morning, or whether I post them at night, it doesn't matter. With a 9 to 10 hour time difference, people in Sweden are either getting up or going to bed watching these videos. So thank you, Jonas. A lot of Canucks fans in Vancouver want to see Dallin. When we traded him for him, the instant talk was about chemistry between Dallin and Pettersson. Dahlin's having a decent season in Utica, not great, but not bad. And yeah, there's a full expectation that he does join the team next year. So maybe it's Dahlin, maybe next year's lines are Dahlin, Pettersson, Besser, and then you go Horvat with Berchi, and then maybe someone like a Virtanen, or we shall see. But yeah, that would be pretty cool next year. What round was Trampkin? Trampkin was a late, I think he was a third rounder actually. Jonas, I've been watching. Thank you, Jonas. I appreciate that. The poet Dahlin will make the NHL, get another goal now. Got another goal now. He'll be fighting for Rush Spurs early next year. Poet, I agree with you. Ryan, do you think Delzato gets back in soon? Not if the Canucks are winning. I like Delzato much better than I like Pouliot, but I think if the Canucks are winning, they'd be loath to change anything unless there's an injury, God forbid. But I think Delzato, maybe we trade him for whatever we can get, a 5th or 6th round pick. But I get that if we want to trade him by the end of February, you got to get him in some games so hockey, GMs can actually see what he can do. That's going to be tricky. Nathan, got my McNuggets, time to enjoy the stream. Okay, well, you guys have to enjoy it on replay because I'm going to get off in like 2 seconds. But Nathan, happy early birthday. And however old you are, I hope you enjoy your day tomorrow. The poet, 66th overall for Trampkin. Yes, that would mean early 3rd rounder. Your house looks so cozy. Well, thank you. Yeah, it's cozy. It's nice. Got to take these cards down soon. But yeah, this is where I do, not my Canucks videos, but I do those other NHL 2-on-1 videos. I do those daily as well, where I spend 2 minutes on one topic from the NHL. So thanks for the... Oh, Nathan, you're only 13. Great. So I'm 3.5 times your age. Well, you're way more mature than 13. That's impressive, actually. So you must be only in grade 8 or grade 9. Great. Now I feel real old. Wonderful way to end this video. Thanks for the live stream, Clay. Keith, you're welcome. Okay, last minute. Here we go. After one game of seeing Pettersson at the beginning of the year, I've seen Gretzky's characteristics in him. I agree. The vision, the hockey IQ, the skill. Have a good night. Enjoy your dinner. Thank you, Poet. Yes, the bacon is calling me. Mark, hello. Hello, friend. Do you think Goodobin will still be with the Canucks next season? That's a 50-50 proposition, I think. I'd like to see him thrive, but I'm going 50-50. Hi, 7, grade 7. Nathan, you're only grade 7. Enjoy your breakfast. LOL. Bye. Thank you for the live stream. Good night. Good night. Awesome. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Give this video a like. I don't do this for the likes, but it's nice to see the thumbs up totals go up. And yes, don't forget, I do Canucks videos every day. I also do videos on my YouTube channel here called NHL 2-on-1. I record those at night, post them in the morning, and that talks about one thing that stood out to me from yesterday's NHL action. So thank you for watching. I know we're all in a good mood. I got food waiting for me. I love doing these live streams after a Canucks win, and I appreciate you taking the time. You could be doing anything else, and I recognize that instead of looking at my goofy mug here on the screen. Have a great night. Thanks for watching, and thanks for your comments and your thoughtful feedback as always.